Lesson 2, Pronoun Placement Chart. The signer's V. When we talk about pronouns, we need to understand what a pronoun is and how it's used correctly in English so that we can understand how to apply that in ASL. In English, we have first, second, and third person. We use pronouns to represent someone else that we've already mentioned in our conversation. For example, John went to the store, he got butter, he got bread, but he forgot the milk. He is the pronoun. John is the person that the pronoun refers to. So we have set up who the pronoun is referring to by saying John's name first. We're going to do something very similar in sign language. So in this particular instance that I just gave you, John was third person because he's talking about somebody not present. So let's look at first, second, third person and understand what that is first, and then we'll get into how to sign it. So first person is the speaker, or in this case the signer. First person is me or my. And then that's singular, but we also have plural. Now, first person plural is a group that includes me, so it would be we or us. Second person is the person that I, the first person, am speaking to. In this case, that would be you. In this conversation, I'm the one speaking. I'm speaking to you. That makes you second person from my point of view. So, second person is you. Now, second person plural, if there is a group of several people that I am speaking to, it's still you. Sometimes in the South we say you all, y'all, but that's not proper English, is it? But you singular, you plural is the same. Now, if we are talking about a person or an object that is not part of the conversation, someone else over here, over there, in another location, that's he, she, or it, singular. But if it's a group of other people or objects that are not in the conversation or not part of the conversation, then we're talking about they or them or those. So let's go through that again. Me or I, first person singular. Me, I, you point to yourself. Now refer to the chart that you have on lesson 2. You will notice you'll see the signer, that's yourself in the conversation, and first person is signed in the space right here in front of you, close to your body, because you're talking about yourself. So it's me or I. Now the plural form of first person, which is we or us, we, us, just like that. Now, in addition to singular and plural, we also have the possessive case. So, first person, singular possessive. If it belongs to me, then it is mine. Notice how my hand shape changed. From pointing to me, the object that we're talking about is mine. I possess it, it's mine. That's a flat hand. Your possessive signs are going to have a flat hand. So, if the plural form is we and us, first person plural possessive, again we'll have a flat hand, it's ours. Ours. Me, mine, we, ours. And that is your first person singular and possessive and plural and possessive. Let's go on to second person. You are the second person. We discussed that earlier. So second person singular in this particular conversation, from my point of view, I'm talking to you, so you are the second person, and that's singular. Or if there were several people that I was speaking to, it would still be you. But it's signed differently, although it's the same in English. So you, I'm speaking directly to one person, I point at that person. We've been taught that as hearing people that that's rude, but not necessarily so. In deaf culture, it's very different etiquette. It's okay to point. You're expected to do so in order to be understood clearly. So you point to the person, you. Now, if it is plural, second person plural, there's several people that I am talking to. I'm going to sign it this way. I'm going to point to the entire group. You, with a sweep. You'll see that on your handout on the diagram that was given to you with Lesson 2. You, with a sweep, to include every member of the group. Now let's talk about possession. We said that it's a flat hand. Second person, singular, you. So if it belongs to you, it is yours. Yours. If it belongs to you as a group, we have second person, plural, you. But now it belongs to that group, it's yours. Yours. You make a sweep to cover that entire group that you're speaking about. Now let's talk about third person. Third person is, again, someone who is not part of the conversation that you and I are having together. They may be over here or they may be over there. So we have a signing area now that's going to be on this side, or it may be on this side. If you look at the diagram, you'll now begin to see why it's divided up the way that it is. First person signs are in this area right here in front of me. Second person signs are still in front of me but further out. But the third person signs are to the side, on either side. This is where we get the term the signer's V from. So let's talk about this. Third person singular, that's he, she, or it. Very much like second person singular, you're going to point to the person that you're referring to. He, she, or the object, it. He, she, it. Or maybe they're over here. He, she, it. Wherever they are located at, you're going to actually point in that direction. So now let's talk about plural. They or them. Maybe there's two of them. You could use two fingers. Maybe there's more than that. A Y. They, them, or those. Whatever the situation and context calls for. So we said third person singular is he, she, it. But it's something that belongs to them. Let's talk about possession. If it is he or she or it, and an object belongs to them that we're talking about, then it is his, hers, or its. We said that third person singular is they, them, those. But if it belongs to they or them, then we will say that it is theirs, the sweep. They, theirs. There's going to be a sweep to include the entire group that you're discussing, and you'll be able to see them visually. We're generally talking about things that are, or persons that are in eye reach of the conversation. We will talk about setting up how to discuss someone who is not present in a later lesson. Bye-bye.